Today is October 22nd, 2021, Friday. We are at Eufaula High School. This is the Eufaula East Kiamichi Tech program. Name of attendees, we have Mr. Mike Vernon here, Gracie Jane Lassiter, Shanoa Bumgarner, and I am the East Facilitator, Allison Ade. And we're speaking today with the veteran Mike Vernon, and his date of birth is?
October 19th, 1971.
What branch of service were you in?
I was in the Oklahoma Army National Guard.
Was there a reason you chose that branch?
We had an opportunity to be in either the Marine Corps or the Oklahoma Guard, and we ended up being in the Oklahoma Army National Guard.
Did you draft or enlist?
I actually enlisted just like my best friend did. We didn't really have a way to pay for college, and they offered the GI Bill and other benefits.
How old were you?
I was 18 years old, and my best friend was 17 years old. I was 45 years old when I retired.
What ranking were you whenever you retired?
I retired as a Chief Warrant Officer 3.
Drill sergeants, correct?
I did.
What are some maybe good or bad memories with those drill sergeants?
We had one specific drill sergeant at that MATC in Fort Hood, Texas, and his name was Drill Sergeant Taylor. He was assigned to us for the whole duration of the training evolution until we graduated boot camp. He introduced everybody to the knife hand. He didn't point with his finger. He yelled a lot, but when he wanted to make a point, he pointed with his knife hand, and it was absolutely frightening. And sometimes he would sharpen his knife hand very methodically before he pointed it at you, and certainly he was.
Projects or wars or missions were you in?
Our first deployment was to Iraq. We started at Fort Sill. From Fort Sill we went to Shannon, Ireland. Shannon, Ireland, we went to Germany. From Germany we flew into Habanaya, Iraq. It was in the triangle in Iraq between Tikrit, Baghdad, and Fallujah. So it was a very dangerous place to operate. But nonetheless, 2012 comes along. We get picked up for a rotation in Afghanistan. There were a lot of demolitions during Afghanistan. We generally destroyed pieces of equipment, but the pieces of equipment being destroyed essentially saved a human life, one of our soldiers' lives, and that was important. We would go outside the wire, which is generally outside of a safe area, every day, and we would spend between 36 and 48 hours out on the road, clearing different ways and delivering goods and product. First Sergeant and I, we used to travel around to go look and take care of other companies that we had some responsibility for, which I thought was admirable work. You know, take care of your Joes. I think that communication back and forth was pretty rare in Iraq. There were no internet. We did have a sat phone, but the sat phone didn't work very well. The technology wasn't great. We did not have a cell phone. We used to write a lot of letters.
What about going home after everything is said and done? What was the experience like that? Was it different being home and away from all that environment?
I was very blessed when I came back from Iraq and Afghanistan. This country and every airport that we went to, essentially, I mean, ladies, we did get hugs. I remember the lady that hugged us in Dallas. She was in her 90s, but she essentially committed to hugging every soldier that left from Dallas and every soldier that arrived back from Dallas. And I remember that 90-year-old lady was still there when we got back from Iraq the first time, which was amazing to me. What a phenomenal patriot, and what a magnificent lady. But we were just treated really, really good when we got back into those airports in the United States.
What about furthering in education or the workforce once you got back? Support from the GI Bill or anything?
You know, there's two sides of the fence for employment in the workforce when you get back. Veterans either go out and excel in the workforce as a result of their deployment, or they go the exact opposite direction. I have lost 8 soldiers to suicide since 2005. One of the soldiers that I recently lost this year was my junior warrant officer in Afghanistan. He was with me in Iraq as a private. I was very close to him. I mentored him, got him into warrant officer school. He had a lot going for him, but he took his own life in Wagner, Oklahoma.
Anything that you'd like to say to the younger generations?
Young people that are coming out of high school and are struggling to figure out what they want to do with their life. Shot in the military would be a good opportunity to understand what the world is about. The world is much different than Eufaula, Shakota, or McIntosh County or Oklahoma. It's a big place. It's a complicated place. Those young people to come out of high school or even college to go experience some things and then come back and form some opinions based on experience, not just based on what you see every day in your community or what you see on the TV. Because if that happens, more young people are going to come back and go, whew, there is absolutely no doubt we live in the greatest country in the world.